The sponsors should know that all the children are safe. I think that's the most important thing. All our children are safe, and all our children are in their families, whether they are living with a guardian, whether they are living with their parents. For them, they are safe, and we haven't lost any. That's the good news. As a country in Uganda, COVID-19 has impacted our programs in so many ways. For starters, all schools have been closed down, and this has affected all learning institutions, from lower learning institutions up to university. And this happened between 22nd of March up to today. And we are not sure when schools are going to open. And this has affected children. Of course, children love being at school. And every now and then, they're asking when are they going back to school. They miss their friends, they miss all the activities that go on at school, they miss their teachers, so they're kind of distressed in a way. But at the same time, this has given, parents some time to be with them a little bit longer. Many of these households cannot afford 3 meals a day. And so we had to use the support that we receive from our sponsors and donors to make sure that vulnerable homes, they are those that are really, really at risk, had to get support in form of food. And so we were able to buy tons of maize flour, tons of beans, cooking oil, and distribute to those families, especially families that are headed by grandparents who cannot fend for themselves, or if a family has a sickly caregiver, we had to identify those families and support them. And that has been very, very helpful. Children are receiving learning materials, so they need books, they need pens, they need pencils for them to be able to work. And so we had to get all that and give it to them. Yeah, so the home visiting to check on hygiene, to check on the health of those children, to check on issues of food security and find out who is starving, who is sickly, all those come in, and the children have been able to be monitored, to be supported in all ways because of the support. We have prioritized food security as an important issue. We want to support these families to have food because that is the most important thing. We thank God that Uganda has good weather, and if the support that we receive from the donors and sponsors can be channeled to assisting families to grow food and not, on small scale, let them produce as much as they can so that they may have what to eat and what to sell, because food will always have a market. Those donations that we receive once in a while, they come directly from sponsors. And so I shall receive the donation of $150. And with that $150, Aisha's family's life has been turned around because they were able to buy a goat out of that money, and they bought food items that they were lacking. They bought Aisha a blanket. She didn't have a blanket to cover herself at night, and a mattress, you know. And so you can imagine the joy, that the family, experienced after receiving that donation. Now, it has not stopped at that because their God has now given birth to two babies, you know. And when you visit the home right now, everything is rotating around the goat, and the family is so grateful. So we have those, those stories that melt our hearts, and we are forever grateful to the donors and the sponsors who think beyond, themselves and are willing to put a smile on a child's face. Yes. We send our love and hugs and a lot of prayers, for the support that they have continued to give. No words, can explain, what the support they send has done in the lives of these children and families. So we are forever grateful. We thank them that, they have continued to live beyond themselves, because we know Americans have also been affected by COVID, and they are also facing the same challenges like us here. But being committed to continue giving, even in these hard times, it shows us the love they have for the children. It shows us, the love they have for the vulnerable families here in Uganda. And so we really are grateful.